really are trying to have fun with something that we think is very serious. And in a city where you do need to dress appropriately, and if you're not dressing the way you should in these hot summer months, it can be a problem. But it's also a problem with our energy, because we do have some serious peak demand responses that we're facing, and we want to be smart about what we do as a city. I'm going to tell a quick little story about my executive secretary, Tracy Reese. Upstairs, she's in a sweater right now, and under her desk, she has a space heater. And that's crazy, right? To think we've got the air conditioner cranked up, and I want to say it's probably 37 degrees in here right now. It's really cool, and I think it seems like we actually lower the temperatures of our buildings much lower during the summer months, because we're adjusting for that heat that we're experiencing. And so, dressing appropriately because you just can't stay warm enough. And this is, we're going to hit 100, I think, on Thursday. It's kind of crazy to think that we're sort of creating an imbalance in our buildings this way. So we want to challenge people to think about dressing cooler, thinking about what it means to their energy bill, thinking about how we can really, as a city, make such a big impact for the entire community, and really, speaks to something that I know is close to Councilwoman Sandoval's heart, is how we're addressing the environment, climate action plan. So would you like to say a few words, Councilwoman?
Sure, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to participate in this today, and thanks to all of you for being here. So I'll tell you a story as well. My first month on the council, we voted on adopting the Paris Climate Accord resolution, and I was sitting at my space on the dais, and my teeth were chattering. And mind you, this was in June of 2017, and I could not sit because I was too cold. So I had to stand up, and I had to sort of dance behind my chair so I could still be present at this meeting. And in future meetings, I had to bring a blanket to put under my, like an old grandmother, or there are young grandmothers too, but like a grandmother. And ultimately, I found myself wearing a leather jacket during that summer at City Hall. And the irony is that we were voting to adopt climate action. And I could have told you, what we should be adopting today is a higher temperature inside City Hall. So yes, let's take climate action if it means I'm going to be able to sit comfortably at this dais. So like Councilman says, it's extremely just practical, right, in terms of the expense that we have for electricity, in terms of the pollution, if we are, depending how we're getting that source of pollution, and in terms of comfort, especially, I would say, for women. I hear it from women all the time that it is just way too cold in here, and we have to bring additional layers, just like Tracy. Guess what? We have a majority female council starting in 2 days. So I bet so I'm really excited about that and the opportunity to raise the temperature at City Hall. Secondly, I would say that there is appropriate attire and climate appropriate attire for San Antonio that still demonstrates respect for our work. We are so blessed that we're in a city that used to be part of Mexico, and a lot of that culture is still around. The dress that I'm wearing today was purchased in Veracruz by my father as a gift when he went traveling, and you can find something like this here in San Antonio. And I would guess that if anyone saw this, they wouldn't say, "Oh, Anna's being disrespectful of her work." There can be elegance to short sleeves and to cooler clothes, and we can still demonstrate respect for our work, as well as respect for the history and the culture of the place where we are. So I think this is a perfect blend of all of those things, and I'm very excited to support it. So thank you, Councilman.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, great comments, and certainly do support all those great cultural assets that we have here in our own city when it comes to how we address fashion. And we're going to hear from Burgundy Woods about that here shortly. But before we get there, I want to ask somebody who is super cool herself, is our CEO of CPS, Paula Gold Williams, to talk about why this is so important here in San Antonio.
Well, thank you. So I can't tell you how excited I was when I got the word that I had a potential to talk about weather, energy, climate, and dressing cooler. So my hats are off to Councilman Trevino, and of course Councilwoman Sandoval is always thinking about the things that we need to do to adapt and move forward. Now here we are, and we know every year it's hot. And someone asked me, well, when do we get started? We get started in the spring to prep for the summer, and June 1 was our kickoff. Even though we've been having wet temperatures and kind of wild winds, as soon as that is over, the sun comes out, the humidity shows up, and it gets really hot. I think in terms of moving forward, in addition to the things that we've done working together on STEP and energy efficiency and conservation and rebate programs, and we have all of those things that our energy advisors are there to help people with in the summer. And of course, we do have thermostat programs and things like that we want to do, but making it so when we're conducting our everyday lives in the summer, carrying on businesses and doing activities, the ability for San Antonio to be secretly cool and connected in a way that makes us comfortable, that allows us to relax the dress code a bit and still be professional and get things done, that would just make us much more comfortable, where we won't have to freeze, or we won't be overdressed and feel like we're stuffed with ties and nylons and things like that, that I'm glad I kicked nylons to the curb a long time ago. But here we are, and so I applaud our council members for making that step forward. It does matter. If we can turn our thermostats up a bit, not so that it's uncomfortable, that it's comfortable, we can, as the councilwoman says, reduce how much energy we have to produce. We can reduce emissions. We can find a better balance. So that to me is one of those things that we as a community that is very connected, we can take action and make a difference in everything that we do. In particular, if we can save energy between the hours of 3 and 7, and that's kind of the time that we're still working, right? And then we have working meetings and all those things. I'm going to be working till 9 o'clock tonight. But in that time period, if we can be more casual and turn those thermostats up, we will do the right things for the environment. We will do the right things to not overconsume energy, to balance out the things that we need. And again, I think our employees across the community, for companies that join us, I think our employees will be a lot more satisfied, and they'll really enjoy the relaxed nature that we have here in San Antonio. So I am proud on behalf of our 3,000 employees to be here and join you today and to get hints on how I can dress better. However, this is one of my favorite shirts from my fleet operations team, and I was excited that I could wear it today. So thank you both for letting me join you.
Thank you, Paula. And we really are excited about the opportunity this brings. So I invited a friend of mine, Burgundy Woods, to say a few words about what could this be. So I actually read about how Casual Friday got its start. And it got its start by a Hawaiian city council many years ago, deciding to create Aloha Fridays. And of course that became sort of every day, and then you get 90 young. But you know, it's something that makes a lot of sense. If you're in Hawaii, like, why are we wearing a suit? And so here in San Antonio, in these hot summer months, what is it that would fit our city? How can we dress better? How can we remain professional? How can we dress climate appropriate? Burgundy Woods is somebody that I've known for quite some time. She holds the San Antonio Fashion Awards. If you've not gone, it's truly one of the most amazing events of the year. But it helps to really showcase some amazing talent here in San Antonio, and that's what she's always trying to highlight with her Texas fashion industry initiative, which is so cool. No pun intended. But what I'm excited to hear is what is out there that's uniquely San Antonio. Secretly, as a kid, I hated Guayaberas. I just did. I was a child of the 70s, right? And so now I find myself, I love Guayaberas, especially in the hot summer months, because I'm comfortable, I feel good, I feel like I'm dressed professional. But just know, I'll be dressing like this all summer long. And I mean, no disrespect to my city council colleagues. I'm sure many of them will understand. This is just an effort to try to dress more professionally. Burgundy, would you like to come up here and say a few words?
Well, thank you for having me. I think one of the reasons that he wanted to bring me on board is because there's always been this kind of stigma that if you don't dress in a three-piece suit, or you don't wear your hose and your heels, that you're disrespecting a professional environment. And one of the things that I'm here to tell you is that's not true anymore. So I went to school in Hollywood, California. I had my whole career in Hollywood, California. I have a degree from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and my degree is in design, but also trend forecasting. Now, what that means is that it's my job to know what is trending now, and to have those instincts to know what's trending in the future. And I just want to say that if this does happen, the dress cool movement, which is what it is because of climate change, because of what's happening around the world, it is a thing that's okay and has already been adopted in trendsetter markets like New York, Los Angeles, Milan. I mean, everywhere. This dress cool movement in professional environments, it's okay. So, I mean, I can speak firsthand about the evolution of professional attire. It used to be, like I said, no matter what, you had to wear your three-piece suits, and you had to wear your heels, and you had to do all these different things. But there's a lot of factors that are changing that. And one, of course, is climate control, climate change. And the other is this young generation that's now graduating from college. They are entering the fashion design world, and they are starting these brand new trends that not only are reflective of our climate, but reflective of productivity when workers are confident and comfortable. One of the biggest changes in women's wear, pockets. They're everywhere. Women love them. They're even in evening gowns. You will see pockets because women feel comfortable having their pockets, and when you're comfortable and confident, you're more productive. It's been proven time and time again. The other skyrocketing thing is lightweight textiles for men. It's skyrocketing. So shirts no longer have to be heavy and professional, and the weaves are different. So that's another thing that's happening, again, because of the times we live in, because professionalism is noticing that when you have happy, comfortable workers, then you have extremely productive and happy workers, which leads to more and more productivity, right? So the other thing, I think the reason that Councilman Trevino brought me along is because we do have this amazing thing happening in San Antonio right now, where my company, Stylish TV, is a fashion news company. My colleagues and I invented the industry of online fashion media in Hollywood, and I just so happened to come home to take care of my mother. And for 5 years, we've been historically documenting the fashion community. We have been nurturing them. We've been listening to the problems and things like that. And through this advocacy, we are now the headquarters. San Antonio is the headquarters for the Texas Fashion Industry Initiative, which means we are the headquarters for bringing this entire fashion industry from Texas, members all around Texas, and even South people and people in New York and LA who used to live in Texas, like Tom Ford and Kathleen Turner and things like this. We're now the headquarters for that movement, to nurture it, to grow it. And Councilman Trevino has challenged us, and it's a very interesting, wonderful challenge, to have our local fashion designers design what is the San Antonio shirt? What is this dress cool movement shirt that's still professional, which is completely okay for professional environments, but still will help not only to be comfortable at work, but to build morale among coworkers and things like that. So I'm really proud to say that this is launched in January, and so far we've had an amazing, amazing response. And just know that there are local designers working diligently to figure out what is this shirt, because Hawaii did have the Aloha shirt. Not a lot of people know that. I was really impressed that Councilman Trevino knew that, but that stemmed from culture and climate, and no one ever saw it as disrespectful in the workplace, and now everyone knows Casual Friday. And more importantly, all over the world, when you see a Hawaii shirt, you know where that fashion is from, and that's pretty remarkable. The Wayaveta as well, Yucatan, Cuba, right? And the wonderful thing is, a lot of people think this is a casual shirt, but in reality, when this shirt was designed, it was specifically designed for the distinguished man in a professional environment. Again, because of the temperature, because of their culture, and it is meant to be worn outside the trousers. It's meant to be worn like that. And again, it's not disrespectful to the culture, it's not disrespectful to professionalism. And even more so, like I said, this dress cool movement is happening in trendsetter markets in fashion all over the world, and it is okay. So just know that we are working to try to figure out what that San Antonio shirt will be, and just know, coming from a professional whose job it is to know what is happening in fashion, if you do adopt this season, which I think it's from Memorial Day to Labor Day, to allow these types of dress, which I think this is beautiful. This is
Thank you, Brady, and she's right. So what we hope is that we're going to have something that you're going to see this city council wearing, hopefully by as soon as maybe Labor Day. Paul Gore Williams, a lot of our leaders in our city wearing something like this. So thank you for accepting that challenge. It's really an exciting time. And speaking of leaders and things trending, Centro has always been a great partner, and I just want to thank Centro for being here. I want to give Matt Brown an opportunity to come up here and say a few words, because the partnership with Centro is so important for the city, and part of this challenge is to demonstrate how downtown it's happening, it's hot, it's cool, it's both, right? And so I see that he's dressed cool today, and they're going to be helping out with this initiative. Matt?
All right, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves because I actually don't feel quite cool enough. And as I was listening to all these great sort of conversations or statements and visions and dreams, I realized I'd come here at just the right time because I like to dress cool. I grew up in Los Angeles, and I gave up, I think, tucking my shirt in around age 13. And then I went to law school. I think one of the reasons I stopped being a lawyer is I hate wearing ties and suits. So pretty much you'll see me at a wedding or on a funeral. That's the only time I'll be in a suit. And then my dad lived in Phoenix, and that is hotter than Hades. So you never want to be there in the summer. If you did, you're like, please let me go wear shorts and a t-shirt. So I'm in the right place at the right time, and I need to get some of those shirts because those are super cool. So I have a bunch of Hawaiian shirts. I do have Aloha shirts, but I got to go full Texas on this one, or full San Antonio. So I can't wait for the new shirts. So that's a little bit of my story, and as you said, I'm day 2/3 on the job, but I am incredibly excited, privileged, eager to be a part of the Centro team and to do our part to contribute to the future of the city. And this city is full of prosperity, abundance, and opportunity. I can see it coming here, and I've come directly from Santa Fe. So my wife and I got married there, lived there in the early 90s, built a home, all kinds of things. And so part of coming here also was connecting into the deep, rich culture that's here, that is a sister culture to the culture of Santa Fe. So I'm looking forward to being a part of the cultural enrichment of San Antonio. It's not just a downtown, it's a place of culture, it's a place of history, and it's a place of the future. So just thank you for letting me be here and take the mic over for a minute.
Thank you, Matt. And one thing to mention about Central, you'll notice that the ambassadors are dressed cool, right? They're wearing really nice hats, And the yellow shirts, you know, that's an appropriate attire, and they look great in our downtown. So thank you for all that Centro does. They really make downtown cool. So lastly, you know, I just want to point out that you know, I got a lot of people to thank. We got a big challenge ahead of us. I look forward to these great designs. And Paul Gold-Williams, thank you so much for always being such a great partner with the city of San Antonio. I think these are ways we can actually demonstrate that we can do something. We can do it right now, and it's happening, and it's gonna be really, it's already out today. And so thank you to Councilwoman Sandoval for joining me today. That, you know, we want to demonstrate that these are great ways that we can all help one another and partner to really shape our future and do it in a way that's sustainable, that is thoughtful, and truly going to move us forward as a city. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you.